Hello, and welcome back to At Your Pace Online's Michigan Real Estate Education Series. In this class, we'll be discussing the estate concept and tenancies of title. We'll begin by talking about the concept of the estate. We'll cover the nature of the estate and the different forms the estate can take. From there, we'll look at organizations that can hold estates, including partnerships, corporations, and limited liability companies. To close, we'll talk about the specific way that Michigan handles the estate and tenancies of title. In a previous class, we talked about how real estate can be seen as a combination of property and an estate. We've talked at length about the property portion of real estate. This class is meant to explain what the word estate in real estate means. The term estate has a number of meanings depending on context. The oldest meaning of an estate is a large house, traditionally a manor, any outbuildings, and any surrounding lands associated with the manor. In some cases, an estate could be large enough to contain small farms and even villages. While largely outdated, this definition does form the basis for the modern definitions of the estate that we'll use. One of the modern definitions of an estate is the entirety of a person's assets. This includes both physical assets, including personal property and real estate, and financial assets, such as stock and bonds. This definition of estate comes up most often in bankruptcy, foreclosure, and probate situations. The definition of estate that we're most interested in refers to the collection of rights a person has that are connected to a piece of real estate. Also known as an estate in land, this collection or bundle of rights can vary in size or in the types of rights it contains. Each type of estate provides a specific set of rights, with freehold estates providing the largest bundle. Note that ownership is what actually provides a person with a bundle of rights. A person can hold rights in land and not be the one who actually controls the bundle of rights. Possession and ownership are not the same thing. Possession of a property is a right that can be a part of the estate bundle. It doesn't grant any control over the bundle itself. A tenant of an apartment will be allowed to possess the apartment, but that right to possess the apartment can be taken back by the owner and given to someone else. The other primary rights that are contained in a bundle of rights are enjoyment, control, exclusion, and disposal. The main source of the Michigan legislation concerning the estate concept and tenancies of the title is the Michigan Compiled Laws, or MCL, Chapter 554. This chapter of the MCL houses statutes related to real and personal property. For the most part, Michigan law matches with what we've already talked about. There are a few notable points and sections worth mentioning, though. Section 554.1 establishes that estates in land in Michigan are divided into 5 categories: estates of inheritance, estates for life, estates for years, estates of will, and estates of sufferance. Section 554.2 further qualifies this by stating that estates of inheritance will continue to be termed fee simple or just fee. Section 554.3 abolished fee tail estates and transferred them into fee simple estates. Michigan is not one of the 4 states that still recognizes fee tail estates. Section 554.5 redefines estates for life as estates of freehold. This section also defines estates for years as chattels real, and defines estates at will, or by sufferance, as chattel interests. However, they won't be liable as chattel interests to sale on executions. Chattel is a term for a piece of property that isn't a freehold estate in land. Section 554.6 states that an estate for the lifetime of a third party is only a freehold during the lifetime of the grantee. After the death of the grantee, the estate becomes chattel real. Part of the job of being a real estate agent involves helping people administer their property by facilitating the transfer of ownership. So, it's necessary to understand what an estate consists of and how best to handle the transfer of its ownership.